Really, is that all the positives, or does it keep adding on? Is it just the players that make you happy, the successful
Yes.
players that's made you happy to make their career choices that they have?
Yes, that's a huge part. That is a huge part. Obviously, I love to see our staff do well. Try to continually educate them and bring them up and help them learn. When we get into football season, I'm a supreme competitor. I don't like to lose. So when we get W's, I'll be a very happy man. That brings me joy. Seeing us put a product on the field that is fast, physical, nasty, that makes me happy right there.
Most people don't know this. We actually have a coach's workout time. After these morning runs they'll do, you'll see coaches all in here working out, and he's in here helping.
Yep. Gotta look big on the sideline, you know what I'm saying?
What's some of the negatives to the job? Negatives for you personally, negatives for the job in general? Nothing negative at all?
Some people would say, man, y'all work long hours. That's got to be hard. Well, again, if you don't want to do it, if you don't love to do it, then it's not for you. So
I'm the kind of guy, I work long hours.
Exactly. Coaching is coaching, man. You gotta really be bought into. I mean, this morning I was up at 3:40 and I was here by 4:20. We'll be here until probably 6:30 tonight. So
tomorrow's off day.
Going. That's not sitting in a cubicle and type. That's live on your feet, coaching, enthusiasm. I mean, hell, it's a workout. Coaching is a workout, so you're getting after it all day. But that's definitely not a negative. It keeps me healthy. It keeps me young. It keeps me youthful. I love it.
All right. Now, a little more here. You've kind of hit little bits and details of every question, but explain your daily job. What do you get up when you get up, and to when you go to sleep? What do you do in between that whole time?
You want me to get you want to just go from today, for example?
Let's go from today.
Okay, so for today, alarm clock goes off at 3:40. I'm a big fan of getting here early. Again, I always promise myself everything I did to get to this point, I would never lose that. I think what got you to that point, you continue to maintain and you continue to do. So being the guy that jumps in and grabs a towel first and sweeps things up without having to call a janitor, taking care of our facility, being the first guy in, trying to coach the hardest and be the hardest worker. I mean, all those things I continue to try to do, even though I'm in a position that some would say, well, when you get in the boss man, you can tell it. Nah, that's not how I want to operate. I want to continue to be the guy that leads the way. So I try to get here early in the morning. I'm a big fan of get a shower in the morning, wake myself up, have a cup of coffee, big cup of coffee, maybe two. So this morning we were here about 4:20, get our prep work done, our roll sheets taken care of. We had a skill session at 6 a.m. So go out, coach hard, make sure we're organized and our staff knows what we want. We immediately came back inside. We had a makeup workout to take care of. So our graduate assistant, Coach Pringle, was handling one of our walk-ons with a makeup workout. We had a couple guys come in and get some extra work, and like Barry said, all the coaches are in. They like to come lift right after we get inside. So we're kind of down there helping give details and stuff like that. So now it kind of gets to the quiet point of the day. People clear out of the weight room. Guys are in classes. So from 8 to 11ish, it's a great time to catch up on reading, emails, paperwork, stuff like that. Sit down and have an interview with you is a good time to schedule that. Sometime late morning, early afternoon, we'll get a lift in today. Like Coach Shelton and I are going to do some footwork stuff, some core and some flexibility. We had a lift yesterday. It's obviously very important to practice what you preach. So all the stuff that we do and we tell our guys to do, we want to make sure we can do it just as good as they can. So we got a good lift in yesterday. Today we'll be doing some footwork, like I said, flexibility and core stuff. And then this afternoon, our group start at 1 o'clock. We always set up 30 minutes before for our lift. So we'll set up at 12:30. We got a group at 1, group at 1:45, group at 2:30, group at 3:15. At 4 o'clock when they finish, the weight room's open this afternoon. We don't have anything else. So we'll clean all the red pads, make sure they're all germ-free, get everything swept up and reorganized. And then kind of wind down. And today's an earlier day. Hopefully today we'll be out of here by about 5:15. And then tomorrow we're completely off. But we'll still be in early. We'll still be here. We got some track and field kids that work out at like 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So tomorrow's a full day, but it's a good day to catch up on facility clean, staff meetings, paperwork, little stuff like that. So, but that's a typical day. I know you said kind of even personally too. So 5:15, I get out of here. The first thing I'm doing is going home, and I'm going to take a 35-minute shower to get my body clean because most of the time I'm just disgusting when I get home. And then from there, most of the time I'll have some stuff set out. some ground beef, vegetables and stuff like that, or have something on the crock pot. So do whatever I need to do for dinner, get myself set up, and then really at the end of the night, just try to wind down. I try to get my phone away from me and, just relax on the couch, get a good meal, rehydrate, and just kind of wind down. I'm an early bedtime guy.
I tried to get a hold of you last night around 8 to tell you, hey, we got to reschedule this interview.
And I was dead asleep.
Dead asleep.
You're going to get up and you're going to go hard at 3:40 in the morning. You better be willing to go to bed early. So, a little bit of sacrifice. I don't have time to stay up and play around on the internet and watch TV and movies and Xbox and all that. I try to wind down and then get into bed.
Are you, when it comes to your job, with different groups that come through and different sports and everything, are you adding certain things, like from what your career has gave you so far? Are you adding to it? Or are you taking some of those things away? Like, kind of just simulating it down? Or are you adding more to keep a more heavier flow?
Yeah, it's always a great balance of both. That's the biggest thing. Most principles are built around a system that is regressive and progressive. So we're trying to pattern athletes and get them in great positions, give them movement skills. Obviously our bigger, stronger football guys are going to lift more weight in certain patterns than our women's bowling team does. Obviously our women's soccer team is going to spend more time on ACL prevention and ankle and hip mobility. Maybe then another good example is our women's bowling team. I don't know how prevalent, it's not very high as far as risk of injury while bowling a bowling ball. When you got a running back who's getting inside, in and out of linemen and trying to, blaze up field, their risk is a little bit higher. So just making sure that we're planned out and well researched with what sport we have. But, we're trying to do the same things. We're all built kind of the same. We want to make sure we address the hot spots and we have great mobility and stability at those areas, and that we're good and strong in all patterns and all planes of movement. That's the biggest thing at the end of the day.
All right, so let's hit the football thing a little bit more. So let's say, you got a running back. Do you work, each group as in a certain way of, how you, like a running back, he's obviously going to get hit in the legs a lot, probably upper body. Do you prep each position certainly with different exercises you'll do?
Not really. We're training them in the weight room the same.
Okay.
Because, again, everybody in a generic sense, everybody needs to be strong and powerful in every plane of movement. So that doesn't really change. The things we will change is when we condition. So, our big guys, they're more hands-on trench work, for 5 to 6 seconds as a play lasts, and then reset and do it again, as opposed to a skill guy who may release off the line, get by a DB and run a 25-yard go route, and then be asked to line up and do it again. So their energy system demands are a little bit different. Their rest and their work periods are probably the same, but the actual physical components of what they're asked to do are different. Big guys are, 300-pound frames. They're moving other people around in the trenches for 6 seconds. These guys out here are 190 pounds, and they work quick release and they're gone, or they run a route. So that different type of stuff, we set their times and their drills up a little bit differently.
Okay, so lifting, it's all going to be the same. You're going to be squatting, you're going to be squatting, you're going to be squatting. You just got a different amount of weight. But when it comes to conditioning, look, you're going to have to run faster. You're going to have to do this a little bit better with your hands and feet.
Sure.
And y'all set it up differently, condition to position as to where lifting.
For the big guys, their volume's always lower. Like right now, a basic drill, like on Wednesdays in our first 4-week session, we're doing 60-yard tempo runs. We call it 60s because that's our long distance for our skill guy. Everybody else is staggered off that. We got a 50-yard tempo for the mids, which is our tight ends, our quarterbacks, our DNs,
linebackers,
running backs, LBs, all that big group right there. And then our big guys, our trench guys, our D linemen and our O linemen, they only had to run 40 yards. So it's 40, 50, 60 kind of set up on the field. Again, their times are based off of the yards they cover per second. But our big guys, we're going to keep their volume lower. We don't need them to run those high volumes of yardage. They're built like big cows. Big cows aren't supposed to be out sprinting and jumping like cheetahs and gazelles. Our little guys are supposed to be doing that, so we run them and train them like that. Our big guys, man, we need them to just short burst, short distance, like I said. And then when we get to the summer, after we kind of develop their capacity, we really want to make it specific, give them some prowler pushes, some hands-on battle and stuff like that, so that they really get the feel of not only working and conditioning running, but working and conditioning in the trenches.
Mm-hmm. So a question I should have asked earlier, more likely to the start, but I didn't, was when it comes to your degree, explain what your major was in.
Yep.
Explain, did you have a minor?
Nope.
And did you master or did you get your doctorate in your major?
My undergraduate degree is in exercise physiology. My master's degree was in athletic administration. I wanted to do that to kind of have a double-edged sword, so if I ever got in a position like I'm in now, you you kind of have an idea of how to finance, ethical stuff, leadership classes. Those were all kind of parts of my master's degree, just helping in preparation for, if you were ever in a spot where you were directing people or had a staff underneath you. When I was at Ole Miss, I started a doctorate in biomechanics, got 2 classes done, and we'll hold on to those tight, and that's something that I look to finish in the near future.
So. Last question is the last one. Mainly it's, are you happy with how far you have gotten, to obtain this job, or do you feel there's more to come? Do you feel you've got a lot more to come? Do you feel you're going to do better?
Yeah,
things?
the biggest thing you said, am I happy where I'm at? I'm never happy. I feel like happy and content and satisfied, all those words kind of go together, and I absolutely despise those words. I want to be unbelievable at what I do. I want to be great. I want to be legendary. I want to be remembered. I want people to, 20 years from now, be like, man, y'all remember our strength coach we had at A-State? People get together for a reunion. That mother, he was intense, boy. He brought it every day. He knew what he was talking about. He was I'm so set on that, and that's my focus every day, is to not just kind of be like, hey, cool, got a good job, and we're happy here, and our guys look good. All that kind of mediocrity, that bubble, I never want to be in there. I want to be so far away from that, it's not even funny.
Everywhere you go, you want to leave a little bit
I
of a
want to
mark.
leave a big mark. Big mark. So, love being here, like I said. I absolutely love it here. I hope there's bigger and better things in the future, but that doesn't necessarily mean going other places. That just maybe means winning 12 games, winning 5 more Sun Belt championships, making national noise, beating Tennessee, beating Miami, top 25 ranking, BCS. All that stuff those are bigger and better things. So people think in the coaching industry, it's always like, well, where's my next move up here? I don't care. I don't care about all that. I want to be somewhere where I'm happy, where I'm taken care of, where people appreciate the work we put in, and there's no better place than right here. Great people around here. Great people. We're so happy to be here. Our staff's, just doing a great job so far, and the guys that we brought in are happy to be here. So I'm an in the moment, nose to the stone kind of guy, and the bigger and better things as they come, if they come, so be it. I'm a found believer in good things happen to good people who work hard, and I think it's pretty simple from there.
Well, Coach, that's really it for the interview. Only thing I'd ask you is if you have any advice for people majoring in exercise science or physical education looking to be a strength coach, what's the advice you would give them? And
go to class, talk to people who know way more than you do. Be overly willing and overly eager to work and learn, and just get after it, man. There's so many people out here in this field that know what they're talking about. Get in touch with people, step outside the box, be ready to work, and shoot, if you guys, anybody, I don't know who's seeing this video exactly, if anybody needs my help, you call me. You got my email, Barry's got my cell phone number, my office is in the football complex. If you need me, call me. I'll do whatever I can do to help you.
He's one helpful guy. Well, Coach, thank you.
Appreciate it, my man.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right.
I'm going to get to class now.
All right. Thanks. See you guys. Appreciate it.